Hi, so I just finished my Prime-LC interview. I think it went really well, actually. There's a couple things I wanted to highlight in case any of you guys are interested in doing Prime-LC at UC Irvine about my interview experience. One of which is that the first part was all in Spanish. So all of the questions he asked me were in Spanish. And unfortunately, I hadn't really practiced a lot about how to answer those questions. Like, tell me about medicine, tell me why Prime-LC, tell me what Prime-LC, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, and how the Prime-LC program will support your interests. And I kind of just winged it, which I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. But it was really just an opportunity for him to kind of assess my Spanish speaking skills, which he said were good. So I'm really hopeful about that. And also, it was an opportunity for me to kind of challenge myself. That's more likely going to be the situations I'm going to be in with future patients who only speak Spanish, and being able to speak directly with them in kind of the spur of the moment is really vital. So yeah, it went really well. He kind of also talked to me a little bit more about the Prime-LC program. I'm really interested in doing global health, something oriented in that sense, working in a Latin American country. And he did say that there have been a couple of students who've done their masters through an institution in the UK, and then do a 4-month practicum in a Spanish-speaking country. So that's something I'm really interested in, but that's further down the road. Other things to point out is that I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the first part of the interview was all in Spanish. So all the questions he did ask me were in Spanish and my responses were in Spanish. And the second part was him just asking me if I had any questions. And that was in English. And so it was a way for me to kind of explain myself and communicate with him my first language, which I thought was really helpful because it kind of gave me an opportunity to insert a little bit more of my experiences there, without it kind of being me staggering along trying to figure out the right words to say. Yeah, other than that, I think it went really well. It was comforting to learn that about 80 to 90% of the students who do apply actually do get straight into the Prime-LC program. And this is because he said that it's very easy to determine whether the Spanish skills are there or whether the student is really interested in working with the Latino community or not. And so I guess that's kind of like for future reference. Someone who wants to be part of the Prime-LC program really has to have a genuine interest. So that's something to keep in mind. But other than that, it went really well. I'm really excited and really hopeful. For me, my situation, because they still don't know if there's any space in the next for direct matriculation. I'm sorry, I am stumbling because I myself am not really sure about what's gonna happen next. Depending on if there's space, then I will go hopefully directly into Prime-LC, and if there's not, then I would do conditional. But he said if all checks out with my secondaries, because he hasn't reviewed them yet, if all checks out, then I will be supported and considered under Prime up until I actually do matriculate the following year. So either way, hopefully it looks good, it looks promising. I'm really hopeful that I do get into Prime. That will be huge. And just let me know, I guess, if you guys have any questions, because I wasn't expecting this to move really fast. Just had my faculty interview, like I said, a week before. Now having the Prime-LC interview with the director of the program, and going to have my medical student interview pretty soon, hopefully. Really excited. Just kind of waiting to see what happens next. All right, bye.